yeah, 1, 2, coming through, mic check. Chickity check it before I wreck it. Yeah. Alright, we'll just give a couple of minutes for everyone to join us for a special show tonight. Skank FM, Fifth Element, representing mental health and hip-hop. We're going to have a good chat about both and how they work together and how they can work together for us to keep a better mind state. So stick along to this YouTube channel, share it about on your social medias right about now. Give it a couple of minutes to a few people join us, and then we'll get chatting about this mental health and hip-hop and what we do at Fifth Element, etc. It's DAZ representing Belfast City and Skank FM, of course. Let's keep it moving. Welcome once again, DAZ Belfast on YouTube. We're about to get into this discussion very shortly. A few heads locked on already. Ricky P. See my man John Kerr locked on as well. Big up. Good to have you on board so far. But yes, we're going to talk about mental health, hip-hop, the stuff that happens at Fifth Element Charity, Skank FM, some of the music that's being released based around mental health, some of the lyrics, how it can be used as a way to express yourself, a way to talk. So many good beneficial parts of hip-hop that we're going to discuss tonight. Anyway, let's do a little live thing while we're waiting for people to join us. Why not? Here we go. This one's called The Takeoff. Produced by Salou, a French producer. Feature myself, DAZ. Let's go. Yo. Here it is, and I'm feeling so proud. So every track you select, get playing it live, because I made this for you, you and you. Production so tight, French Connect, salute. Much love for the connects that are made in these beats, and please believe it wasn't possible without thee. Let's proceed on a journey that awaits us now, where I speak with my thoughts in my head in the clouds. Oh shit, am I speaking out loud? Well, if I am, turn it up, yo, I'll explain how. It all started in the things I see, everyday situations that happen to me, like people I meet and the places I go. Everyday street hustles in the chase for the gold. Better yet, a rainbow with the gold at the end. This leprechaun country where the Brits take offense. Yo, the vibes are immense, separated by a fence, and they're all waiting on the rides to begin and commence. Living off the brew for the pound and the pence. Streets in a mess, they ain't cleaning it up. Half of them couldn't really give a what. I'm straight on the dubs, keep myself out of view. Can't see, can't touch, most them fools. Revolution's televised, but only few will ever view. So I'm thinking of a way just to be a better person, while they looking for a way to find the enemy and murk them. I'm more than certain it's not for me. Africa was tough enough with the violence I've seen. So dream hard while you sleep at night, because some people can't sleep at night, and the bed bugs bite, it's hardly a fright. Love what you got, yo, and keep it polite, that's right. It's called The Takeoff. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. Anyway, tonight on the show, let's get straight into it. We're talking mental health and we're talking hip-hop. We're talking about some of the work that we do at Fifth Element Charity, and Skank FM, and Moondoggy's Clothing, and Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcase, and the Northern Souls Breakdancing Crew. So anyway, I wrote some notes down how the show's gonna kind of go. First and foremost, the show is for NI Mental Health Arts Festival, which is this week, and they've got loads of different stuff happening across their social media. Due to the lockdown, obviously we can't be out and about doing things and events and concerts and gigs and galleries and stuff like that. So it's online, and it's an online festival essentially for the next week, and it's been going for the past 4 days now, with loads of stuff getting posted up on social media. So make sure and go check out NI Mental Health Arts Festival. Support them, give the pages a like, check out some of the stuff that's going on this week, watch some other live videos and stuff like that. It's all about raising awareness for mental health, and that's what we're going to try to do tonight on the show. I'm going to spin some hip-hop records produced in Belfast by various MCs and producers. And a lot of these guys are making deep hip-hop that needs to be heard, using hip-hop as a tool and as a therapy almost. So it'll be interesting for you guys at home to hear that. As well as that, we're also supporting Tammy, tackling awareness of mental health issues. Tammy have been around for some time now, and again, they're on social media, Tammy 2011 on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you type in tackling awareness of mental health issues on Facebook, you'll find their page as well. But yeah, they've been instrumental in really supporting a lot of people with mental health issues. And they've done some amazing work across Belfast and further afield. So it's awesome that we get to basically promote what they do, and NI Mental Health Arts Festival today on the show. So big up to both. Like I say, get on their pages, support their cause, and become a part of what they do, because Northern Ireland really needs it, all parts of it. There's high suicide rates, there's a lot of people with depression, anxiety, all sorts of mental health issues, and we see them pass through our building at Fifth Element. We'll talk about Fifth Element in a minute. But yes, anyway, for those who don't know me, my name is DAZ. I rap, I make music videos, I produce records, I run a radio station called Skank FM. Do live radio shows, as you can see, a DJ, so loads of different things based around hip-hop I'm involved in, and I love to get involved in. So basically from starting out young as like a DJ, spinning records, hearing so much records that I really loved and enjoyed, I then started to like rhyme along with the records, then I started to write my own raps, then I started to produce and kind of try record my own vocals on the stuff. And then it just developed into doing DJ sets and live events and warm-ups for some amazing people. And now it's just got to the stage where we run this radio station, this charity. We do a lot with hip-hop and all elements of hip-hop. So there's a bit of a background just about myself and Skank FM. Skank FM's been going now like since 2010, and we first built a humble studio like this in a garage over in West Belfast, and then we moved to the Newton Arch Road and outgrew that studio with so many DJs coming across. And then we outgrew that, moved to the docks. We were there for about 6 years, and just over the past year we've moved to the new Fifth Element headquarters where Skank FM broadcasts from. We've got our recording studio, all sorts of production things going on, from video, music, all sorts of promotional things going on, interviews with local artists, shooting videos with local artists, and playing local artist music basically, along with other hip-hop and house and reggae and dance and all the rest of it. So yeah, Skank FM's been popping now, and when we first started to get our whole thing going, like, we're having guys pass through the studio and people become friendly and get to know each other and open up, and that's whenever we started to realize so many people were using our studio as a getaway from all sorts of hassles in life. So naturally Skank FM kind of picked up all these guys who were dealing with stresses outside of music, and then started to use our studio as a way of releasing themselves and being creative and being productive, and found new confidence in what they were doing. And a lot of DJs went on to do great things, and MCs as well, and producers. So naturally it was like, I noticed people were using music as a tool and as a therapy towards bettering themselves and having an outlet and something to do. Much like you might do sport or something like that, music's just another thing that can keep your mind active, but as well as that, just be really productive and can really keep a healthy state with something to focus on, give you, you know, a sense of achieving stuff and goals to work towards, and just plenty of other stuff. So yeah, it's been interesting, a real interesting journey for the past wee while. But yeah, we've got plenty to talk about tonight. As you can tell, already talking like a madman. Yo. So yeah, after Skank FM was doing its thing, bringing in DJs, MCs, producers from all over the globe, working with some amazing people, just noticing people in the studio with, you know, certain mental states that were using their music as a release. So we started working with youth groups around that sort of stuff. We started working with cross-community groups from both sides of the community over here in Northern Ireland, and using music as a tool to bring people together and get them to open up and express. Sometimes it's hard to express yourself to other people, but you can do it through an art really well sometimes, and you might find it easier, and I certainly do. So I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. But yeah, from doing all this work in communities and stuff, then we were approached by Fifth Element, who have been doing a similar thing in the community for years, where they're doing workshops and events based around the 4 elements of hip-hop. So you've got breakdance, you've got graffiti, you've got DJs, and you've got MCs. So those 4 were kind of like those elements brought together in this one building in Belfast. We've got Skank FM on the top with all the DJs and MCs and radio stuff going on. We've got the breakdancers who've got their own floor dedicated to their practice really, and it's great in there, some of the stuff that's going on. We've got a hip-hop art gallery on the very bottom floor as well. Plenty of graffiti artists. They've done all the way up the staircase to the top floor. And it's endless. Like, this building has just become like this 4-story place of creativity for all elements of hip-hop, and they all live together in this one building. So we got together basically and said, let's run events, let's do workshops based around mental health, based around, you know, bringing people to a safe place where they can be creative and talk and socialize, and also we've had discussions and talks, much like I'm doing tonight at the Fifth Element building. We ran an event called Beat It, and we had certain members of the community and certain members of Fifth Element charity, volunteers, and one of the breakdancers and stuff stand up and actually talk just about their experience and how hip-hop kind of helped them. So we had Leslie Ann, who talked about Tupac's code of ethics, and like how these strict code of ethics really, like, if they're used in a smart way, will benefit the community. So it was stuff like, you know, about respecting women and children and things we should do in an everyday aspect, but from that hip-hop twist to Tupac. So it was a real interesting talk. We had David as well, who basically, he was a breakdancer, and he talked about how, you know, like in his deepest depression, it was hard to break, but once he broke that boundary and got back into his breakdancing, he found it as a real release, and never mind the sort of social aspect of it, and people also supporting him with his breaking. So it was a cool talk, and I did a talk as well. So basically I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I did at Beat It, and some of the stuff that was happening then. But yeah, Fifth Element charity, like I say, get involved on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the rest of it, fithelement.org. Amazing stuff that's going on there and the people involved. It's really cool just to be involved there, just with so many elements of hip-hop, helping the community through workshops and through having a social space and an art gallery and the breakdancing classes and the radio station, production suite and all the rest of it. So get involved, find out more online, and when lockdown's over, hopefully we can get to actually doing some stuff down there, and we'll have you all down for a big party, believe me. But yes, my personal struggle with like mental health, like I went through a really bad time about 5 years ago where I was just losing family members, my nephew, and it still pains me to this day. I lost a good friend through suicide, as well as that, my granny passed away, my granda, there was other members of the family just going in such a short period of time. So it really sort of, one hit after another, really affected me as a person. And being a man, I thought it was sort of, I should be able to handle this myself and all the rest of it, but I couldn't. So when I hit that real low point, that's when I thought the only way is up, and I took the action to change myself and get better steps and just help and support to try and make my life like better. Like I had all the symptoms of depression, and felt very anxious like in social situations, but like I had no drive or no motivation. I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't eating the best, no will to do anything, and this was like killing me because the years previous to all this happening, like I was the most driven person with my music and with work and all the rest of it, like always wanting to get stuff done and always wanting to work at a real high level. So it was a killer for me really. But after being through that depression and hitting that rock bottom stage, like I say, I took actions to try and better myself as a person. So I did the usual things like go to the doctors, and I was diagnosed with moderate depression. I took the medication, and at first it made me feel worse for a couple of months, and then eventually it started to like almost numb my emotions, like I was almost emotionless to certain things, and that was quite scary. But at the same time, it was also like, because it numbed my emotions, it meant I wasn't getting emotional about certain things, which was great. But a weird process, but in the end it really did balance me out and help me, and just helped me actually just gain a bit of control over my life again. So I'm kind of glad I took that step, and I was very reluctant at the start to take medication, because I was like, I'm not going to take medication because I should be able to handle this phase that I'm going through. But like I say, it got really bad, and that's when I had to take a step to better myself. But through that depression, kind of didn't really do much music or DJing or anything like that. Didn't really do much because I didn't have that motivation and drive. But slowly building myself up again, I started to exercise. And again, that's where music really came into play. I used to get on a bike and cycle up the Cumber Greenway from Belfast up the Cumber like 3-4 times a week. And it helped me physically, it helped me mentally as well, just listening to real good beats and just cycling up that path and back. And as a result of exercise, I was tiring myself out, but physically feeling good because I exercise. And then that was helping me eat better, because my body was like craving like chicken and rice as opposed to McDonald's and stuff. So it was kind of cool that direction, taking that step. And then basically after that, I started to then slowly get back in the studio with a radio station and, writing lyrics again. And that's when I really found music to be helpful. Just in terms of how music really like captured me as a person, and really just like made me like write about the struggles I was going through, like the deaths in my family, and like feeling really low and feeling a certain way. Like that was my way of expressing myself, like through writing my lyrics and then recording the track and putting out the track. So I felt great for writing the lyrics and doing it in my own time, in my own space, because I find it hard to express myself to other people. But at the same time, it was like, after creating that track, it felt great having a finished product and something to be proud of, and something that gave me a bit more inspiration and a bit more drive to go and make the next track or do the next music video. So it was great for me to get back into music in that sense. And I'm gonna play some tracks where you can really kind of hear the stuff that I've been through in terms of like how I was feeling, like certain situations that brought it on. And like 2015, I was releasing pretty like down material because that's how I felt, but that was my art form being an expression. So that's the way I continue to write rap, and pretty much have done from that time period. Like, rather than writing raps about, you know, just certain things and certain punchlines, it was like rap became a bit more meaningful to me, and lyrics became a bit more meaningful to me. So that's when I started to delve into like really conscious rap and listen to other people's stories and experiences, and that's the way I wanted to rap, just tell my story and my experience and be truthful about it. So anyway, let's kick off. What have we got here? We've got loads of tracks to get through. But yes, like I was saying, some of the tracks here, just kind of those tunes that when I was in the height of my struggle, I was writing. And this is one of them. It's off the album Rich in Faith. It's available on Spotify, iTunes. It's a free download on DAZ Music, SoundCloud. And it's called Trying Hard, produced by DJ 01. And it's just trying hard to get back on track, but feeling like you just keep, you know, getting beat up. Anyway, here it is. Shout out DJ 01. Always giving inspiration, true emotions. This one sad song. Let's go. Yeah. It's so tough in the place that I'm stuck, trying so hard to budge, but I feel like giving up. I got these voices in my head, man, they fight what I believe. Only thing that I've achieved in the past couple of weeks is no sleep, no work, and too much weed. Blacked out, now I can't see, I can't breathe. Pure panic while I suffer, trying to get it all together. Raised by a fighter, but I'm far from Mayweather. And right now, ain't no ounce of fight in me. Visions burned out like the ash of a chimney. Locks ran out, my well went dry, but my hands seem wet, wipe the tears from my eyes. It's so sad when you see how I look, stuck in the dark, getting robbed by a crook. Took what I had and they didn't look back. They flipped my life upside down, now I'm well off track. You know I'm gets worse. Seems I had the gift given, now it's time for the curse. I don't want it yet, nah, but it seems I got no choice. Gotta get my hustle on and get my game on point. That's tough on a man when you lose all faith. Mom said I looked depressed, wasn't hearing her straight. My dreams got broke, wasn't hearing it all. This year's been so grim, called a year of the fall. Yeah, I used to ball, go out and have fun, live life to the fullest, now it seems I'm done. No hope, no trust, no love for one. No vision can I see except my life in a dump. This shit's tough, I'm just telling it straight. Put it on a track for all the people who relate, cause I'm trying so hard just to look inside, but I just can't see cause I lost all sight. You know. Shit's tough, man, it just gets worse. Losing every single race when I used to be first. Living life with the perks and the finer things. Used to be all good, now I know birds sing. Pure silence, it plays in my mind. How I think it all out, line by line. Each time, doesn't add up. Yet I'm left behind, no lift and I'm stuck. Fuck, what's a man to do when I work so hard with a point to prove? And in the blink of an eye, it's all snatched up. Heartbroken, feeling sick right down in my gut. No pleasure, it's just all pain. Lowest of the low, fuck man, I can't mean
right now, cause I'm so depressed. I did nothing wrong, yet I'm stuck in this mess.
So yeah, there you have it, people. Basically, that's me putting my emotions out on a track and how I was feeling at the time, just kind of in the height of depression and struggling with mental health issues. Just really using music there as a therapy and just a way to express myself. And shout out to O1 for producing that beat. So that one's taken from the Rich in Faith album. Like I said, it's a free download on DAZ Music, SoundCloud. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all the other music platforms that you might use. Up next, we've got this one. It's another track from that very same album, Rich in Faith. It's called Kinetic Research. And yo, shout out to the people locked in at home, loving it so far. DJ Skills is back. Rose and Becky, aka Lola, are out just in the living room there, loving the show as well. She brought me a double decker just so it didn't get too low, but appreciate it. Anyway, we're keeping it moving. Let's get into the next one. Kinetic Research. Again, just that kind of thought process of going through some pain and hardship and dealing with anxiety and depression.
Begging for a sign so the light can see. Yo. Stuck in this world trying to see things straight. So poor in this earth, but I'm rich in faith. I used to have my dreams of things so great until my life changed quick with my whole mind state. Now it's been 5 months, I ain't shaking it off. Probably see it in my eyes of the way that I walk. Probably hear it in my voice, I'm no longer the same. All I know right now is this heartache and pain. I'm trying to find change and take the advice. Gets worse by myself, man, I fear every night. To be alone with these thoughts ain't good for the mind. No sleep, stir deep, I ain't closing my eyes. They say, DAZ, keep your head up, you'll be just fine. Seems bad right now, but at the end there is light. But I just can't see it, so I'm thinking I'm blind. And if there's meant to be light, then I beg for a sign. This hurt right here, I wouldn't wish upon the worst. Confused with it all, why I'm guessing I'm hurt. Made mistakes on the way, yeah, lessons I learned. Not myself right now, so I'm feeling concerned. I'll pay the price even though that I'm broke. I ain't talking about cash or the money that's owed. Plant the seed in the soil, reap what you sow. No matter if you're great with a heart full of gold, you can't control everything, and if you think that you can, you should cancel everything that you made in your plans. The test of a man is when the shit hits the fan. Take a walk in these shoes if you think that you can. I don't know no one and no one knows me, but I know one thing, that we all must bleed. It's no longer about want, it's a matter of need. I'm begging for the sign so the light I can see. Trying to see that light.
So yeah, in a nutshell, there you kind of have it, just my expression again of mental health and some of the issues that I was going through. Both those tracks taken from Rich in Faith, the album. It's out there, DAZ Music, SoundCloud, free download. Right now we're discussing mental health and hip-hop. We've discussed about the work that we've done at Fifth Element Charity and how we use breakdancing, DJing, MCing and graffiti basically as a tool, as a way to help yourself express yourself. The social aspects of it, there's health aspects to it as well, especially with the breakdancing and stuff like that. So hip-hop can be used as a tool, and we're proving that that is working at Fifth Element Building. We've ran events, we've had discussions on mental health topics, we've given platforms for people to express themselves through their art, whether it's one of those 4 elements or coming to express themselves at the building by performing live or getting in the booth or doing radio shows or producing beats or writing lyrics. There's so many different aspects of it that we're all really enjoying at the building. So make sure hop online, check out Fifth Element, read a bit more about us and how hip hop can help mental health. And like I was saying at the start, I was using like the music to motivate me to exercise and stuff, and after exercising I started to eat healthy and sleep a bit better and got myself back on a track, and then I started to get back into the studio and use lyrics as a way of expressing myself, because I found it hard to talk about a lot of the loss I was dealing with, and also just found it hard to talk to other people. I didn't want to burden them, But at the same time, it's like whenever I did talk, like it really helped. So don't be alone with that. And people you're close with, they're there for support at the end of the day. So yeah, a couple of more records that I was kind of writing at the time. Yeah, there's just loads. This one here, again, produced by DJ 01. And it's called Thoughts on a Bottle. And it's basically just how you want to put your head in a bottle when you deal with loss and stuff like that. But it's kind of easier to go that direction when really, you know, if you keep your head focused on something else and get yourself a bit of motivation and get through that tough time, you can almost use your depression and anxiety as a weapon to do good things. Use it as a tool and use that anger inside to motivate you to push for better things in life. But yeah, you'll get a point of the track. Again, 01 in production. It's off the album Keep On. Again, just dropped it this week. Free download, DAZ Music, SoundCloud.
Relieve anxiety? Does it help depression and anxiety? Oh, yes it does. I'm dead serious. Yes it does. Temporarily.
I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. Yo, I pray so deep for all my family and friends in these times of need. The past few years gone, I've said R.I.P. way too many times, so it's hard to sleep. Though sleep is a cousin of death, so why rest when I could pick up this mic and get the shit off my chest? I progress through stress with my head in a mess. No one can fix it for me, I'm sitting the test. Surrounded by death with this ball and chain, I lay them to rest, they're no longer in pain. That soothes my soul and it might ease thoughts, but I'm just trying to be strong like my dad done taught. I walk thin ropes, then I find that strength and try to rebuild the bridge over and over again. Every time I get up, I get kicked back down. So how the fuck can I stay positive and word that crying? I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. I ain't kicked no signs and I ain't made no beats, and I ain't ate no food and I ain't got no sleep. But I got this drink and I shed those tears, and I followed that shot with a cold ass beer. Now my thoughts in the bottle, yo, and that's not me. So fuck feeling sorry, I'm just trying to feel free. So if you feel sorry for me, then save it and see if I feel sorry for myself by the end of the beat. Nah, never that. I'm a clever chap, I'll figure it all out and bounce on back. I'll take time to mourn and respect that loss, and then I'll do an El Chapo when I'll play that boss. Make something out of nothing, yo, I'll use my pain to motivate active thoughts, yo, and make some change. When you're down so low, the only way is up. That's why I'm trying to stay away from drinks and the drugs. I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. When I'm ready, yo, I'll make those moves. For now I spill thoughts over 01 grooves, and as I write what I think, man, it all comes clear. I'm just trying to be happy throughout this year. I don't need your cash, I don't need those clothes. No VIP, no, I'm not on roads, but I am on beats. You can ask these streets, act like a waste man. Nah, that's not me. Forever in search for the joy and peace, and forever will I know I'll find it within these beats. I don't need no peace, I don't got much friends, but the ones that I do have are there to the end. No time to pretend, no time to waste. Life's way too short and won't be replaced. You gotta push on while you watch them rest. and peace forever be while I do my best. I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best. I got my thoughts in a bottle and my mind in a mess. I gotta stay strong and remember I'm blessed. I'm saying rest in peace and I'm watching them rest. Life's way too short, so I'll give it my best.
And then right when you sober up, oh shit! Life hits you twice as hard. So I wouldn't recommend drinking alcohol to relieve your anxiety.
The record pretty much says it itself. Like I say, it's one of those tracks where you're like in that bad state, you just want to hit the bottle, forget about everything, you know, do the wrong things basically, and you think it's going to help. It's not really going to help, and I learned that the hard way, unfortunately. But yes, again, that one, Thoughts in a Bottle, produced by DJ01. It's on SoundCloud, DAZ Music, free download, iTunes, all the rest of it. It's just another way of me expressing myself, going through that bad period. I've got 2 more tracks I'm going to rinse out for you, and we're going to get on to some local Irish hip-hop as well. More MCs that use writing, that use recording, that use the whole production thing basically to express themselves and also to get the word out there and awareness about mental health issues. So you're going to see that in a lot more other Belfast-based hip-hop artists, and some from Northwest as well, up the Derry direction. So stay tuned, people. We've got plenty more artists coming your way. But up next, here's another tune myself and O1 made. This is called Mental Switch. Again, it's kind of got that question yourself, what are you going to do about it? You have to take action to make yourself better. Ultimately, it's down to you to take action. Yes, people will help you, professionals will help you, people like us at Fifth Element will help you as well, but ultimately it's about you finding the strength to make that change and sacrificing certain things in your life to make yourself a better person. So this one here, like, it's just one of those tracks that kind of deals with the whole mental health issue thing, but also coming out the other side of it to a certain degree. This one hasn't been released yet, and it will be very soon. It's produced by Salou. Let's go. It's called Dive.
Sure. You know me, nothing but truth. Leave me alone, just me in the booth. Let loose with thoughts in my mind. The pressure of life stirs me in the eyes. Sometimes it's all too much. Work then studio, then the club. And all 3 I actually love. But time has come, there's never enough. Enough time, got places to be, places to go to, people to see, places to end, been places I need to. Complacent, moving the streets, moving the scene. I'm just doing me. Been doing this since I was a teen. Still doing this while you can't see how I've been writing rhymes, smoothing the beat. Please don't act like you don't know. Freeze, all for the promo. Now Murphy taking the photos. Hook up the deck, shit mixer and phonos. Jack leads, needles on vinyl. Good times what I need in my life. Yo, life's been tough, I call it survival. Protect what I got, no need for a rifle. Tough times, lost all sight though. Things got dark, I wasn't that bright. Did what I did to get out of that tight hole. I'm a champ, holding the title. 5 more fights, winning the battle. Got my own blaze, king of the castle. Deal with the real, no need for the assholes. Life's too short, I'm having a blast, yo. And I'm feeling alright, slowly learning the meaning of life. Got many goals I'm willing to fight. Been on the road, still ripping these mics. Keeping it tight when I do what I do. Chasing a dream, just me and my crew. Writing these rhymes, big up Salou. The raps that I write, I'm telling the truth.
There you are, pretty much short but sweet.
Yo, we're back.
So yeah, one of those tunes, kind of a road coming out the other end of it, just more uplifting style, like nothing's gonna hold me back. I've kind of beat the whole anxiety, depression thing to a certain degree. Still have bad days like everyone else, but at the end of the day, it's about progressing and moving forward if it's possible, and by talking, getting help, getting advice, and moving in a good direction with your mental health. And that's how I do it, is through music. I express myself, I get that rewarding feeling after a finished project. Here's another one, again, me just writing what was on my mind at the time based around anxiety and stuff like that. So, and it was kind of me getting sort of pissed off at depression to a certain degree as well. So yeah, take this in.
Suffering. There's no way around it. Because human beings are limited and vulnerable, and the universe is a very large place. You're destined to suffer. People say they want a meaningful life. That's what they mean. They mean, I want to be somewhere where I can stand powerfully and withstand the onslaught of life.
Yo, why's the mind so militant? We're taught to hate sick visions that I see in these screens. I can't relate. We're all born innocent and given a name. Then collisions in our path might make some change. So what path do you take when it all comes down to the choice that you gotta make? And the past you have might seem real hard, like Lord, can you give me a break? But you gotta learn what's right, what's wrong, what's true and real and fake. Might do wrong, then learn in the end what path that you gotta take. Might go through some pain in your life and fight for the life you make. Try to do right, not wrong, get along for all our mental states. Life might push to the point where you feel like you're ready to break. But steady yourself and better yourself and show that you can be great. I hope you relate. Yeah, depression is a bitch. Anxiety, my partner, where's I hit the mental switch. I think I lost my mind while you're listening to this. Screaming inside and my mind falls to bits. Yeah, depression is a bitch. Anxiety, my partner, where's I hit the mental switch. I think I lost my mind while you're listening to this. Screaming inside and my mind falls to bits. Yeah, life is a bitch. Anxious when I walk as I hit that mental switch. Dealing with emotions that I thought I'd never get, but I got them all right, it's got me feeling like I'm stitched. Yeah, life is a bitch. Anxious when I walk as I hit that mental switch. Man, I'm dealing with emotions that I thought I'd never get, but I got them all right, it's got me feeling like I'm stitched. What path do I take when it all comes down to the choice that I gotta make? A plastic life is not what I want, not out here trying to be fake. Hit when I rise in the morning praying, Lord, can you give me a break? The pain that I see in the daily is partly building me stronger again. If I can't fix it myself, then am I the one for all of the blame? Stuck with these things floating around, got no space in my brain. All of the anger, hurt and anguish makes it hard to be seen. That's all I want, but struggle to find that life won't be the same. I know you relate. Yeah, depression is a bitch. Anxiety, my partner, where's I hit the mental switch. I think I lost my mind while you're listening to this. Screaming inside and my mind falls to bits. Yeah, depression is a bitch. Anxiety, my partner, where's I hit the mental switch. I think I lost my mind while you're listening to this. Screaming inside and my mind falls to bits. Yeah, depression is a bitch. I'll just say it out loud.
So there you have it. Pretty much tackling mental health full on there in that track. Just putting down my lyrics, my expressions. You know, music's a source of escapism. It's a therapy, as you can see. That's me literally writing down how I felt on a record, and I couldn't be any more truthful.
Pay attention to whether what you're saying makes you feel stronger or weaker. And the thing about being centered in your being is that if you're centered in your being, you can withstand suffering without becoming corrupted. And that's what people want when people say they want a meaningful life.
So yeah, there you see firsthand, there's a couple of tracks back to back. We had Trying Hard, we had Kinetic Research, we had that one, Mental Switch. Before that I was meant to play Mental Switch, but we actually played Dive with Salou. So all different producers I've worked with, I've used this music as a form of escapism to get away from issues in my life. Also used it as a tool, like a therapy, for me to express myself through lyrics. And through that as well, it's also broaden my aspect of music and the things within music that I then got myself involved in. So like from DJing, I got involved the MCing. From MCing and DJing, I then got involved in recording my own raps and releasing albums, and then I got involved with the whole promotional aspect around that, and then I got involved with shooting my own music videos and going out and doing productions, and then I got involved with radio shows and things like that, playing local artists and stuff, and playing my own music and doing DJ sets in some major clubs in town and across the water over the years, doing small festivals and things like that, and warm-ups for some amazing people. So music really, you know, it's endless with the opportunities within it and different fields within it that you can get involved in, and all those things are great tools for you to take your mind elsewhere, for you to express your emotions and how you feel. And again, that's just what we do at Fifth Element Charity. So we basically use the art form of breakdance, you know, for people to get involved with that activity, that exercise, that stress relief. Same with the DJing. It's like people lose their mind just collecting through records, and I still do to this day as well. I can lose like hours just flicking through my vinyl and playing records that I love, practicing a couple of scratches and stuff like that. So it really can be used as like a beneficial tool for you just to get what you want out of it, and there's all different fields where you can actually delve into. So yeah, and then the other side of music, like I say, it's that sense of building your confidence, making productions and making things that you can release and feeling proud that you've actually made that project and put it out there. So yeah, it's so broad whenever it comes to all different things that are going on in this Fifth Element building. So make sure and get yourself down and get involved in some of our events, especially the ones based around mental health. If you are struggling with mental health, like, come and see how open people are about it in our discussion panel talks and stuff like that, and see how they really just pour out their heart, and it makes you feel like, okay, this is a safe place for me to talk about some of my problems as well. And that's what we found with the last Beat It event. So amazing things happening at Fifth Element, along with Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcase, who give artists a live platform for them to perform in local venues around Belfast and at the Fifth Element building, and we work close with them as well. And then as well as that, Moondoggies clothing, like just inspiring people like through Moondoggies making their own clothing and the local hip hop community supporting it and wearing it in music videos and things like that. And always a stall, always supporting local hip hop with his t-shirts and hats and all sorts of stuff. So make sure hop on Moondoggies website and check out Moondoggies clothing. But yeah, Moondoggies is down there at the Fifth Element building too. So shout out Mark Britton and Moondoggies. And then we've got the Northern Souls breakdancing crew. They well, before lockdown they had loads of classes going on, where it was, you know, one-on-one sessions with, you know, well put together b-boys. Like, they know their moves and they know everything they're doing, and they've also got like health regimes, the way they kind of live their life and train, and they're really dedicated people. So it's been a real cool aspect watching the breakers and how serious they take it, but also the good mental effect it has on their health. It's a real good exercise, and when you see them sweating it out there, you're like, they're getting a full workout. But then, like I said, with my cycling, doing it so much made me change my eating habits, and you see that with the breakers. They eat quite healthy and stuff like that, and they try to stay away from all the bad stuff before the break, and they take it really serious and get down. So breakdancing is a real great art form for people to release that stress, to express themselves with movement in their body and stuff like that. And the social aspect of the breakdancing as well down at Fifth Element is cool, because they've got their floor, they've got like a lounge area where they all hang out, they've got a wee space to work out and mats to practice one-on-one and things like that. So shout out the Breakers and Northern Souls crew. So yeah, all these people involved at Fifth Element charity and what we do down there, and how we use the 4 elements of hip-hop to really create a better lifestyle for people and give them something to do. But as well as that, also teach them how the art forms, if used right, can really benefit your life and can really be powerful. So up next, we've got some of the artists that come down to Skank FM and come down to Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcases and wear the Moondoggies clothing, and they're down at Fifth Element doing live events and participating in workshops and always hooking me up with their records. So some of these local artists are from Belfast and further afield, and like me, they use their art form to express how they're feeling with anxiety and depression and mental aspects and stresses of life. So one of the artists that I'm going to select here first, this is a fairly new record. This is from a local artist called Jason. Comes down to Belfast from the Lisburn direction, I believe, and he released this record about a week ago and sent it to me for his radio show, or my radio show even. It's called Zombie Boy, Jason. Again, just listen to the lyrics and hear how he expresses his emotions and, you know, how he feels and stuff like that.
Lately I've been feeling like my greatest nemesis. Voices in my head make me keep the premises. Something's got to change, it's like my fate depends on this. When nothing's going right, Why do I pretend that it's get washed, get dressed, then put on a brave face? Even though tsunamis are happening in my brainwaves, turning to a zombie. Brains are what my brain craves, one that's mentally not in an unsafe place. Him and habit God, not sure where my faith's based. Right now I'm feeling like hell could be my safe space. This paper and pen are my prized possessions, cause writing the rhymes are this guy's obsession. The hide behind a mask are disguised depression. When I take it off, surprised expressions. I'm short in confidence, this is my confession. Every time I try to sleep, I hear 1,000 questions.
Hold my head, ooh baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my head, ooh baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. The Lord's gonna come for your firstborn son. Stands on fire and his heart is burning. So go to the river where the water runs. Wash him deep where the tides are turning.
I'm zombie-eyed. You wouldn't think that these are mortalized. Ridiculing, riddling for leaving me demoralized. The doctor's appointments, absolutely mortified. Sorry to disappoint, but you're getting more prescribed. Side effects included being in my shell. Rainy days on the daily with no dry spell. One night the devil told me, Jason aim low. The devil told me, Jason, don't be chasing rainbows. I told the devil no, I'ma let the pain show. I'm going on the chase like this was a game show. If your batteries are dying, leading airplane mode, just know you're not alone. I've been down the same road.
Hold my head, ooh baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my head, ooh baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. The Lord's gonna come for your firstborn son. Stands on fire and his heart is burning. So go to the river where the water runs. Wash him deep where the tides are turning.
There you see then, shout out Jason with that track. Like I say, Jason, local hip-hop artist, does his own podcast as well, and invites local artists in like we do at Skank FM for interviews and stuff like that, so he's quite involved with the hip-hop community. But yeah, Jason, like myself, clearly using lyrics as an expression there, and you heard some of the things that he said on the record, and some of the things I find like quite inspirational, and some of the stuff I can really relate to in terms of like some of the struggle and loss of confidence and things like that he mentions on the song. So yeah, shout out Jason. That's called Zombie Boy. It was released about a week ago. Again, just another example of a hip-hop artist within Belfast using his craft as a form of escapism, expression, and well, hopefully he feels blessed as well, getting a spun on a show like this and on Skank FM, and hopefully other radio stations go support his music and stuff like that too. So shout out Jason. One example. Again, we've got more artists that we're going to get through here, and up next I've got this track from Apollo DFG. Again, another Belfast rap artist. He certainly had his struggles, and you hear it on a lot of his music. So I've seen him perform live. He's bang on point when it comes to spitting bars, and I just really love the way the dude spills his heart on a record. This one here features another artist called Devious, Devious Music. Again, he just kind of speaks about depression and like how it affects him and how it's affecting people and stuff like that. So I just love the way these hip-hop artists are using music as a tool essentially, and then other people are listening to this music, supporting this music, relating to what they're saying on a record, reaching out to them as well and going like, yo, sorry you felt that way, I heard that record. And that's happened with me quite a few times as well, just people reaching out.
There's a voice in my head that's had enough of the pain. There's a voice in my head, it's like I'm fucked and insane. There's a voice in my head, I keep puffing and jam. A voice saying I should never touch it again. There's a voice in my head like, yo, pass the rope. A voice in my head saying a man should cope. And there's a voice saying I should just stop and blow. A voice telling me to stay calm, composed, yo. Holy's voices, it's like they got the role, man. And over time, it's like you're trying to control, man. I'm feeling my pain, cause so many bros died. Got a few left, I'm hoping to see them bros rise. I keep the pain locked away I can never show. My father's gone, but I know he's forever close. I have to live with the pain, can never let it go. Death is guaranteed, nothing else is ever set in stone. While you struggle with the facts of life, the fact is I give my life as a sacrifice. Kill a man for my fam to grab the knives. And yeah, you know, for my bros, always stand and fight, yo. Yeah, we living in a struggle, yeah, we struggling. Sick of hustling, yeah, the stresses, they be doubling. And people never take the time to see what's troubling. Most of them oblivious, they living in a bubble, shit. And then they wonder why there's a rise in suicides. Are we really doing enough? You decide. We need help from mental health because it's do or die. And if you're stuck up in this war, I beg, please don't choose to die. Voice in my head that's had enough of the pain. There's a voice in my head, it's like I'm fucked and insane. There's a voice in my head like keep puffing and gin. A voice saying I should never touch it again. There's a voice in my head like yo, pass the rope. A voice in my head saying a man should cope. And there's a voice saying I should just snap and blow. A voice telling me to stay calm, composed, yo.
All these voices, I think they've got it in for me. To put it simply, I'm a worst enemy. I question everything I've ever done. Anxiety and depression is forever feeling numb when you shouldn't be. We keep it all locked away so you never see. But you don't know how much that plays with you mentally. Sometimes pray through no lies so we keep it inside. But please don't suffer in silence, you can't confide in me. Cause I've been struggling for half my life, being caught up in a constant fight. See, I've always tried my best and set out to live an honest life. But the fact is, I can never seem to grasp it right. Yeah, we're living in a system and we're suffering. Sick of struggling with all the debts that keep on doubling. And why you vote another puppet in the parliament? Little do you know we're being fucked by your government. And then you wonder why we drink and smoke. It's like we're all take highs just to overcome the lows, you see. I've seen so many bros go due to overdose and suicide is still in the rise, you if you didn't know.
There's a voice in my head that's had enough of the pain. There's a voice in my head, it's like I'm fucked and insane. There's a voice in my head like keep puffing and gin. A voice saying I should never touch it again. There's a voice in my head like yo, pass the rope. A voice in my head saying the man should cope. And there's a voice saying I should just snap and blow. A voice telling me to stay calm, composed, yo.
So there you have it, people. Again, Apollo, DFG and Devious just expressing their thoughts through the mental health situation in Northern Ireland. You know, express an opinion on government there, and things need to be changed and things need to be really taken serious, and I totally agree with them. The suicide rate in the city is ridiculous, and up in Derry and like further afield throughout the north of Ireland, it's just scary. Another couple of artists that see that on the regular and have dealt with that is a couple of artists from Belfast called Skeet and Dirty Devs. So yeah, Skeet and Dirty Devs basically came across their music about 5 years ago. They've both been down to Skank FM on numerous occasions, doing interviews and having chats with us about their music and their releases. They've done videos with us. They call down to Fifth Element all the time now as well and just collaborate, and they're in the studio constantly just making music together and with other artists across Belfast. So two guys I've really got a lot of respect for, and again, I fell in love with their music because I can relate. A lot of the stuff they were talking about suicide, and a lot of the stuff they were talking about social deprivation in their areas and people like to get them and things like this. It was like, these are things that we all kind of see and deal with on a daily basis, and it was just mental hearing their music for the first time and just being like, wow, like these guys are talking about, you know, some of the things that are going on in West Belfast, and they're being really direct and open about it, and I really found their honesty in their music really admirable. So that's when I started to support and spin their records, and like I say, we've become friends now, and two dudes I really respect, but they're really good at summing up the situation in West Belfast, and they talk about it openly, like I say. So a lot of love to these dudes, Dirty Devs and Skeet. This is called The Pain.
Last thing to touch the coffin was the muck and roots. Friend died of overdose. Face blank, no emotion. Cold main, body roast. Stress was unlimited. Popping pills, they were killing it. A young fella kept his innocence. He didn't know his time was minimum. Life he was living it. Plus a nice fave he was giving it. He fucking day with no witnesses. In other words, he was all alone ridiculousness. Besides a kid who influenced me, there's suicide in all communities. We just need a little unity, just have a lot of fun. I think it's time for peace.
That's it, people. You gotta listen to the verses in this. They're so deep. Skeet and Dirty Devs, two local Belfast rap artists, using the use of rap to express their situations, where they're from, hitting on topics like suicide and stuff like that as well. It's cool just to hear this stuff being expressed in such a cool, true way. Let's get into it.
I never dream cause I never sleep. I'm wide awake, I can breathe. I let this music be the death of me. That's my destiny, it's therapeutic poetry. There's no fantasy, so look deep into your soul and pave your way through the stone. I'm never doing it for the dough or a barcode. I'm a lost soul, I lose control. Expose my feelings through this lyrical flow. I'm on my own in a room full of people, still I'm all alone. Truth be told, life is more precious than silver, diamonds and gold. I try to cope with these rhymes that I quote, these lyrics that I wrote. Single friends, they had turned to the rope because of false hope. I'll never hold a grudge or judge another over drugs. You can't predict the future until that fucking day comes. I learned to adjust, I spread the love, cause I've had enough. This pinky's building up.
Everybody says
So yes, people, if you've just joined us anyway, we're talking about mental health and hip-hop, how we can make a change with hip-hop as a use of expression, escapism, and how it can also build your confidence and kind of take you on a different journey with your mind to focus on different aspects. So anyway, that was Skeet and Dirty Devs. Like I say, summing up, just talking about stuff like suicide and mental health issues and how we need help and all the rest of it, much like Devious and Apology were talking about in their record. Again, much how I use hip-hop to express some of my feelings and emotions, like you heard in the 4 or 5 tracks that I played at the start of the show. So yes, at Fifth Element Charity, we're certainly taking that step, basically to use music as a tool and as a therapy and as a source of expression for us hip-hop artists, to kind of come together and socialize and talk about these issues, but as well as that, also just give it our own space and our own sort of production to making all this stuff and all this material come together and for it to get released. So yeah, here's another one then. Again, it's another collaboration the two did, Skeet and Dirty Devs. It's called Came So Far, and yeah, there's something quite uplifting about this tune as well. But yes, it's all about the Irish hip-hop. NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week. We're a part of it right now.
If it's only one life we get, we gotta take it. I'm trapped in a comfort zone, so I gotta break it. If this apart from giving that, so I gotta make it. Trust is a must, but to me I have none. You know times are hard when you cannot trust your blood. The one who was closest when raised as a cub. In a room of many, yet still I feel alone. In a house built as home but doesn't feel like home. Stress is a feeling that no longer feels strange. Just another feeling like the rain to save my brain. Looking for the happiness, yet all they feel is pain. Looking for the light, still all they feel is pain. Looking through my eyes, dog, tell me what you see. Just a blame man who doesn't see the peace. Music is the wind that fills the cup of silence. Money is a problem I could do without the violence. I came so far. Hard to find the light when it's all dark. I turned to you, but you turned on me. The blood hit the floor and my soul died. Look into my eyes. Can you look into my eyes? Can you look into my eyes? Just look into my eyes. Nah, I didn't think so.
Shout out to the ones with the hardest of times, and to the ones that always struggle with their darkest of days. To the ones that always made stay humble but they die inside. To the fathers took away from their child, and for the ones that stay religious and pray. Who you we to judge, devious have been the main. Shout out to the ones recovering from the drugs, take it a day at a time. And to the ones that tried to get saved and survive, I'm glad you're with us today. And for the ones that lost their lives, thoughts and memories are locked away underneath the ocean now. But your shoulders are like the waves of the breeze, and for the ones with anxiety, problems deep beneath the 7 seas. Come take my hand, follow us a lead on my journey out these paths from the lands of the make-believe. Shout out to the ones that never seem to achieve, fighting for all they got in these fucking harsh realities. This is for the ones conquering life's catastrophes, for the single mom suffering, trying to raise the baby. So this is for the ones who conceived and give birth to me, for the ones that I deceived. These are my apologies to the MCs that left the pen to pursue their dreams in the mind of a child. Together we can plant that seed, watch it blossom from the concrete. Watch it blossom from the concrete.
I came so far. It's hard to find the light when it's all dark. I turned to you, but you turned on me. The blood hit the floor and my soul died. Look into my eyes. Can you look into my eyes? Can you look into my eyes? Just look into my eyes. Nah, I didn't think so.
So yeah, once again, shout out Skeet Dirty Devs on their 2 records back to back, dealing with the mental health issues and topics. Like I was saying, I find that record quite uplifting to a certain degree as well, just the beat and stuff. But some of the things they're talking about on the actual record is mad. So yeah, shout out Skeet Dirty Devs, really digging their style and have done. Go support their music, follow them online. They've got mad amounts of music videos. They've featured on all sorts of records with other Belfast rap artists and stuff. Us 3 have got a feature together coming soon as well. So yeah, big up those dudes, and really happy they're a part of this hip-hop community here in Belfast. Up next then, this little beat here, produced by a local producer, Nick Muska. Again, just a dude who does positive stuff within the hip-hop community in Belfast. He's been DJing all sorts of events. He's been producing beats for me recently. We released a track last week. It's called On Rotation. Go download it, by the way. It's free download on DAZ Music, SoundCloud. But yeah, Nick Muska, positive dude, does positive things with music, and it really rubs off on other people. For example, when he was like, Daz, I've got this beat, do you want to collaborate? Let's do this. Like during the height of lockdown, it's like, that's something for me to do, like during this sort of pandemic that we're going through, somewhere to take my mind, something for me to focus on and get done and achieve something good afterwards when it's been released. And over the past week, loads of people have been showing support and love by sharing the track and commenting and getting involved and chat about the song. So again, just another way like hip-hop can bring people together to collaborate, and as well as that, how it can kind of give you something to work towards and a goal to achieve. So shout out Nick Muska. It's called I Feel. Yeah, before that, Dirty Devs, Skeet. Before that, we had Apollo, DFG and Devious talking about that track about kind of social aspects of mental health, and government need to do more, and some of their feelings about it too, and some of the experiences they've been through. Jason as well, we played his new joint, Zombie Boy. It's out, it's been released about, well, I don't know if it is out, he just sent it to me last week anyway, so it's fairly fresh. But yes, Jason doing, you know, again, more positive stuff in the hip-hop community and giving a platform like we do at Skank FM for artists to have interviews and things like that. So shout out Jason, and again, his lyrics and his tune just talking about like loss of confidence and stuff like that, but at the same time like using like all those deep thoughts to actually build up that motivation and anger and get it released over a record. So shout out to Jason on that one. Up next then, we've got another artist from Belfast, Dexter144. He's been doing his thing in Belfast for a long time with another collective of producers like Noise Thievery and C's and a few other boys as well. So shout out Dexter144. I got a lot of love for the dude. But yeah, Dex, we met quite a bizarre fashion, but yeah, eventually Dex ended up coming down to the Skank FM studio and doing radio interviews alongside Steve Locke and Noise Thievery and talking about his music. And I was doing an Irish hip-hop radio show last week and I ended up spinning this tune, and I thought it's quite, you know, it's going to fit into a mental health hip-hop show because, again, he just talks about struggle with mental health and depression and doing some of the wrong things in life to deal with it, you know, and feeling that way. But it's a great use of like a demonstration, basically, again, how artists are using tracks to express their deep depression and their mental anxieties and stuff like that too. So big up Dexter144. We're gonna play that now. We've still got more stuff coming your way tonight based around mental health and hip-hop. If you missed the discussion at the start of the show, we talked about Fifth Element and how we're using the 4 elements of hip-hop at this building in Belfast City Centre. We've got 4 stories. We've got an art gallery based around graffiti art, based around street art, and other sort of stuff like collages, stencils, and stuff like that. So big up all the artists that have put stuff into the gallery and spray painted their walls and donated pieces. So we're really proud of the place, and we hope you can call down to the Fifth Element Hip Hop Art Gallery very soon. But yes, we've got a second floor as well dedicated to the breakdancers. We talked about how breakdancers use their art form. They express themselves physically to stay fit and in shape and stuff like that. It's good well-being and it's good exercise. So shout out to breakers, and they've got a real cool way just going about their business on that second floor and breaking and teaching kids and all ages how to move and breakdance and use your body. Again, all the graffiti artists have covered that whole floor in graffiti and it looks fantastic. And then we've got Skank FM on the top floor with a production suite where artists like these guys come in and express themselves in the booth and book recording sessions, and other guys get involved in radio interviews, music video shoots. Other guys get involved in doing their own radio shows, 2 hours back-to-back records, all sorts of DJs, producers, musicians, etc. So Fifth Element is an amazing place for you to come and express yourself as an artist, and there's many different fields you can put yourself into and experiment with and go, I might do that, I might do this. And what we find is when people come to the building, they really lock onto something they love. They take it quite serious and they end up just takes over. They become obsessed with it and become obsessed with getting better and making productions better, making their dancing better, making their art better. And it's a cool place to socialize and get ideas, and also a cool place just to socialize on a mental health level too, because through all this music and all these artists saying certain things, like, we all start to realize we're going through the same struggles in life, and some of us are down and some of us are feeling low and some of us are dealing with proper struggles. So it's a place for us to kind of come together and support one another as well, which is really cool. So get online, check it out, Fifth Element Charity. We're doing stuff with mental health and hip-hop. And as well as that, we're doing this for NI Mental Health Arts Festival, which is this week. There's loads of artists on their pages. Just follow them online, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Check out their websites as well. Yeah, really doing stuff for mental health, and we're glad to be a part of it. So big up Skank FM, Fifth Element, Elixir, Moondoggies, Northern Souls crew, all the dudes based at Fifth Element building, showing their love and support for NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week. And as well as that, we're also trying to make awareness of mental health issues in Belfast. So shout out to people at Tammy as well, tackling the mental health issues in Northern Ireland and have been for some while. Anyway, let's get into this tune then. Again, I was talking about it, Dexter144, using the use of MCing and writing and music production and all the rest of it to get his thoughts on a record. Here it is.
Belfast hip-hop, who could have thought? Kids caught in shockwaves, would take what I was taught, enslaving suckers and serve
A rolling mad movement, controlling the venom. My soul said I should find till I'm sent to heaven. I studied the good shit from a different realm. Ancient words, secret scrolls, filling knowledge I'm propelling, spilling it and drilling it and killing it. Hell, dark matter expel till my enemies fail. In the shadows where I dwell, had those mad flows rocking well, sniffing coke to 30-30, magic made by Dan and Dale. So when I spit upon a beat, it's to give it out of texture, something you can feel. The blackly down by Dexter when I move upon the surface. The movement's under pressure, getting rampant like the rabbit, just the rabbit hole to dasher. Now let me expand it so they can tell just how I ran it. My vocal track the granite in this multi-syllabic planet. Go down it, I slam it, spread legs when I ram it. Finger rings like a hobbit, be with a crown became the robin. There's no need to explain, pain contained in the brain. Just open up a main vein or fuck up and remain. We all suffer the same, some become rougher through strain. Handcuffed in the rain, stand tough and maintain. There's no need to explain, pain contained in the brain. Just open up a main vein or fuck up and remain. We all suffer the same, some become rougher through strain. Handcuffed in the rain, stand tough and maintain. I felt the beat unfold and kill itself.
Steeped in heat that patrol with verbal stealth. Creep through your world, low on mental health. Crazy people talk church steeples and worship only wealth. Don't need the rat race or the fucking paper chase. I'm searching for some substance, something they can't replace. Walking my own pace, place footprints upon the base. Stab with grace and lace the rip, it's how we get 'em, get a taste. Searching in the dark to find those missing tears. I came to make my mark, up and out at night for years. Rake one cap of iron stars, they barking in my ears. Blurring I'm on at the park, forgetting all my fears. Frosted memories they send, cool shivers down the spine. It's okay, I pretend, smell like everything is fine. The neighbours they extend, they've long since crossed the line. Now the darkness is my friend, the world will soon be mine. There's no need to explain, pain contained in the brain. Just open up a main vein or fuck up and remain. We all suffer the same, some become rougher through strain. Handcuffed in the rain, stand tough and maintain. There's no need to explain.
There you go, sums it up so good. Dexter 144 representing Belfast hip hop.
We all suffer the
Really
same,
talking about the mental health issues in this track. Big up Dexter.
stand tough and maintain. Shatter the silence with echoes of fire. Matters of violence, consequences dire. Perspire, feel the need to bomb it in bleeding. If at first you don't succeed, repeat till they compete. See them big by the leads, like a lion by the tail. I spit that vocal play for those mentally frail, those blind in the main, cause despite all the hate, I've never resigned. It's just having the same, the brave brains and tame. See me without the lanes, like they came without the cream. Big man without the slang, weary without the ham, and sunrays without the shade. And nights my time to make necklines reclaim. Cause when I catch a beat, you'll make me shivers down the spine. The fame, that's how I'm getting mine. But saying at the cross, I couldn't give a toss, boss. I'm living at large in the land of the lost. I'm flowing so cold, I'm worse than Jack Frost. As I breathe, words of wave.
Brilliant
As
tune.
I breathe, words of wave.
So yeah, that's Dexter 144 representing Belfast hip hop, like I say, with deep lyrics based around mental health, as have all the artists that we played basically from the start of the show. So big up all those artists that are involved right now. We're doing this for Mental Health Arts Festival. That is this week online across all their social media platforms. There's loads of videos, pictures, all based around mental health issues. We're also, there's a Just Giving page. It's in the comments section on YouTube. It's on all the Facebook posts, Instagram posts, all the rest of it. But yes, Just Giving, basically the money that's collected goes to various other charities through, one of our friends who sadly took his own life through suicide, Michael Cullen. He was an amazing beatboxer, and he really had a way with doing stuff live, was just incredible. We've been through some journey together musically, and it was really sad just to see him pass away. But yes, Michael Cullen, basically, after the loss of him, his family and his brother in particular, Colin, really got heavily involved with raising a lot of money for people that helped them during their struggle of trying to help basically find Michael, and as well as that, also just support networks like Tammy. So tackling mental health issues in Northern Ireland, that's what Tammy's all about. They're trying to raise awareness about mental health issues, as are a lot of these Belfast hip hop artists in their music. But yeah, Tammy, we got a lot of love for. Like I say, they're a good support network and they really deserve your support as well. So Just Giving, check the link out. If you've got a wee bit of spare change, just donate it please online, and it'll be much appreciated and it'll go to a great cause. So big up Tammy, big up NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week, and it's a blessing. Us guys from Fifth Element, myself, DAZ, Skank FM, Elixir, Moondoggies, Northern Souls crew, it's cool we can all support this online together and push it a bit further and make more awareness, and also just have a platform for us to play music. In fact, there was a comment there earlier on from Leslie Ann, who is one of our volunteers at Fifth Element, and she was saying if it wasn't for these live feeds from the Irish hip hop community and my dog Tinker, I honestly don't know how I would have gotten through this lockdown. So again, just more support for Irish hip hop and how it's helping her through lockdown in this time. Music's a powerful thing, and it can be for a lot of people. So if you're getting that vibe in your life, come be a part of it at Fifth Element. Anyway, we had Dexter 144. Lethal Devotion was the name of the tune. Again, just highlighting some of the issues around mental health. Up next, we've got an artist here, goes by the name of Jacko. Jacko, again, one of the younger artists in Belfast, and has been making his music for a while. But yeah, really love Jacko's drive. Like, he's stuck at this and he's really taking the music thing serious. And he's suffered with like mad amount of like physical sort of aspects in his life that have hindered him, and as well as that mental aspects, and it really comes out in his music. He talks about everything from like bullying to like how he is different and how he doesn't really care. He's just gonna make music his thing, and that's his way out, and you can tell it in his records. So got a lot of love for Jacko and the way he's using his music to kind of just propel himself up to the next level. He's released various music videos. We've played a few of his joints on Skank FM before as well. Again, he's from Belfast. He's working within the hip-hop community, and this is a tune that he wrote. It's called Sicko. Go check it out.
I'm a sicko, never been a normal. Ever since I popped from the womb, I was cursed paranormal. Lights begin to flicker at the Ulster Hospital under an environment that became metal. Never saw my mum and dad for 5 straight days under observation just to figure out some ways what is wrong with the boy who would one day somehow grow up to be someone quite unique. Never dare judge a book by its very own cover. Yes, I do dress punk, but I'm a hip-hop lover. Something you fellas lack knowledge of. Silly mumbles talking rapping about guns, but you ain't got bullets. But I do, they're called bars. I'm the Snickers with the crunch, cause I go nuts on a beat. And not a chewy soft bite is lovely and sweet. No, I won't stand down till the statement is presented in the most disgusting way. Controversy in my blood, I'm a rebel with a cause. Ever since I made a stamp on the Belfast scene, you've been giving me the laws. Man, I shoved it down the toilet with the system of rules that don't be called or being done in the first place. Telling me to keep my voice down, such a disgrace to my friends and my family. And basically everyone as it pays attention to the music I abuse with the pen until the ink's black. Disrespectful, hateful, human, ugly looking, what's it to you? Half a cripple, special needs. All these traits are a part of me. Nobody's perfect, drop the belief. Let me fill your mind with depressing greed. I intend to slip not over lazy ass bars, but your kind of music is killing my vibe. If you're listening to me, then I hope your ears bleed. Crying out to make it stop, just accepting conceit. Whoever got you into me, probably getting 60, cause I'm a failure like him or her. Harsh school victim number one. All it took was one rotten bad egg to ruin my whole year. And you know who you are, melancholic Tennyson. You were duffing over top of it, I can pop like medicine. Turning up the hatred, I'll power up the pyrophantom. Release the full potential energy I bury so deep within my soul. Now everybody's calling me to wake us off the link, but yet I go beyond the limit, getting closer to the brink. Where I can stop you with my catheter, leaking your per caliber. Pelvis sort is not an English rapper, just a traveller. So much for supporting local talent in the area. Everyone with me, cause I believe in certain things your music creep don't say. For example, there is death, there is love, there is hatred that I know. Cause it lurks deep beneath the depths of my once holy soul. Disrespectful, hateful, human, ugly looking, what's it to you? Half a cripple, special needs. All these traits are a part of me. Nobody's perfect, drop the belief. Let me fill your mind with depressing greed. I intend to slip not over lazy ass bars, but your kind of music is killing my vibe.
So yeah, as you can see, the truthful lyrics, Jacko. Almost like saying on the record what people say to him, using it as a real tool and real sort of get that anger out on this track.
Brigadier commander of the east, driving it towards hell. Let the hatred increase to the maximum level of capacity, creating the atrocities is all how I wanted it to be. But let me know truth, like a tramp on the streets, fighting for my own will, kind of mentally ill from the needles and the drugs, anesthetic and the stitches that are holding me together somehow. You're the truth, but I think it's actually the main reason why nobody wants to work with a sickle like me. Nobody wants to work with a sickle like me. Nobody wants to work with a sickle like me. Nobody wants to work with a sickle like me.
So there you have it, Jacko on the record representing Belfast hip hop. It's called Sicko. Like I was saying just before we spun it, Jacko has been through quite a lot in his life, to be honest with you. I don't know the dude on a real personal level, but I know him through his music and all the posts he put up on Facebook and stuff like that. But Jacko, like I say, he's lived with a disability, and as well as that, like he just lets his complete self be on a record, almost takes the mick out of himself to a certain degree and just doesn't care. And that's what I really love about his music. It's just like, look, this is me, like it or not. And one of the highlight lyrics on that is no one's perfect. No one is perfect at the end of the day. So big up Jacko, dig that tune. It's called Sicko. Go support that, people. More Belfast hip hop. This one here then from another group, another local group, Cronus and Disgrace. They make up Waking Android. This is called Labyrinth.
Finding solace in the corner of my mind. All these loops haunt eyes and no prize. Head fried and my face gone, avoiding detection. Watch my back and reflections. Other recent defections still grip me in tension. In this off-skew orbit, I'm rehearsing my past strife. Reversing the crash site, immersing the hindsight. Familiar with the turf, but traversing on black ice. The sand got me sinking and descent down the warp pipe. The lines blur as I stir back the consciousness. I stare at the obvious and dwell on the obstacles, choices and voices that I shouldn't be talking with, all the while still trapped in the populace. With blundered equations, really trying my patience as the sands of time sinks out the waiting detonation. My trust is defunct, I feel my core melt down, so I'm heading self-destruct as the chords wind down. Nightmares haunt me, dreams of death, waking up in a panic, gasping for breath, keep feeling like I'm drowning in a river of piss. I built my house in a maze, now I'm living in it. Nightmares haunt me, dreams of death, waking up in a panic, gasping for breath, keep feeling like I'm drowning in a river of piss. Built my house in a maze, now I'm living in it.
She softly whispers words, secrets you would never tell. She's a waking nightmare that makes my life a living hell. She's the fog in my forest of thought, got me caught like a fish in a hook. Distraught, got me feeling lost. She's a shadow of doubt that darkens all that I do. A thorn bush that I can't seem to fucking crawl through. She's a vampire, but she only bites out of spite. Sinks her fangs into my neck and she drains all life. I'm a haunted house, an abandoned reckless site, standing still and quiet in the day, howling through the night. Demons, they reside inside the cracks on my walls. Within me a maze of ever-changing halls, where the mirrors show no reflection, like you've no self-perception, and you wake each morning with no recollection of your actions. That's why I act like Jack, chilling in the frost, till I'm frozen in the labyrinth, forever waiting on the fall.
Nightmares haunt me, dreams of death, waking up in a panic, gasping for breath, keep feeling like I'm drowning in a river of piss. I built my house in a maze, now I'm living in it. Nightmares haunt me, dreams of death, waking up in a panic, gasping for breath, keep feeling like I'm drowning in a river of piss. Built my house in a maze, now I'm living in it. And I'm living in it, 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 and you're living in it, and you're living in it, and we're living in it, and we're living in it, and I'm living in it, and you're living in it, and we're living in it, and we're living in it, and I'm living in it, and you're living in it, and we're living in it, and we're living in it.
So yeah, big up Disgrace and Cronus, Waking Android, again from Belfast, making their hip hop here. They released an album called Adrenochrome, and they're constantly through the Fifth Element Skank FM building. Disgrace as well, one half of Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcase, helps run the events and put on stuff and gives local artists a platform to perform live. Also bringing over artists from UK and stuff like that, loads of great MCs, loads of really prestigious UK rap artists. So it's great what they do in terms of bringing artists across to Belfast and opening their eyes about what we're doing here in Belfast with the hip-hop scene. But as well as that, it then gives the local artists an opportunity to get to see these artists live and also get a chat with them and meet them and stuff like that, and spurs them on a bit as well. Never mind getting the chance to warm up for some of these artists as well. So Elixir, what they'll do is they'll book a main guest, and they'll have like 4 or 5 local MCs or DJs or producers sort of doing the warm-up for that artist that they bring over. So it's a cool thing. I'm glad we help out as well with Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcase. And again, Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcase doing a lot at the Fifth Element building with running events and stuff like that, much like we are at Skank FM and Moondoggies Clothing and Northern Souls Breaking Crew. So yeah, dig that tune. It was one of those ones as well. When I first listened to it, it kind of took me back just to like, where I was at in terms of like not being able to sleep and having these nightmares and things that haunt me at night and just like being in that bad mental state. It was one of those records like just kind of touched the nerve for me in a way, and again another those records like from Belfast that I can relate to straight away and listen to. So Big up Waking Android, big up John King as well, helps out with their production and scratches and stuff like that. Kane, Disgrace, Waking Android, check them out. Up next, we've got a tune as well from another local Belfast rap artist. I first came across this maybe about 6 years ago. He goes by the name of Juma. And again, one of those artists that's come through to Skank FM for interviews and stuff like that. But he made an album in his bedroom and titled the album Made in My Bedroom. And basically, like, the album was just so deep from start to finish, talking about social deprivation in his local area, some of the mental things he was going through, some of the struggles he was having with friends and family, and all sorts of deep sort of situations. And again, another local Belfast artist who uses the art of rap to express, the art of rap to escape life, and also, you know, it's really built up some of the stuff and some of the platforms that he's done with his music. So big up Juma. This one is called Danny. It's a deep one, so let's get into it.
Danny was this kid I went to school with, known him since like birth. He was the kid I kept it cool with, always had my back whenever we get jumped by fool kids. Never running fear, let a preacher through the pulpit. One day it was raining, I run the Colley's door. No one home, where's the furniture, a box on the floor. I felt shock of what I heard and the tears they poured. Danny's nana died at night, he couldn't stay there no more. His mom, she up and packed and left, took him straight to the surf. Couldn't see him for years, and then by word of the mouth, he heard a song I put out, and then he tried to reach out. A couple weeks go past, decided I would give him a shirt. Couldn't wait to meet up, see what all the fuss was about. We met in turn, hit a bar before he opens his mouth. Something different, maybe missing like a part of his soul. I know we grew up there, he screwed up, tried to be bad and get bold. His empty eyes filled with pain as he was telling the story. Instantly I felt him being, trying to relive old glory. What in mind was he storing? What type of life he exploring? Ignoring right signs of life while all the bodies adorned. With an attitude like fuck, I deal with that in the morning. Though if it's drugs, first one there, first the last to be sworn. Always trying to fit with older guys, they calling him born. Cause he don't tell his mother lies, his man dies and he's mourning. I think I'm losing myself, but I ain't sure I want it back. I was screaming for help, but sure I'm sure you know the crack. There's a Donnie in you, and yeah there's Donnie in me. And when you're feeling locked up, you gotta get to your feet. Get off repeat, march yourself to the street. Keep it love, try to purr like it's mission complete. I don't give a fuck for no one unless we close and we blood. Way to be around here, and I'm stuck in the mud. Now from what he started chatting, I was catching some chills. Donnie's good old days had left him in a bottle of pills. Blood spills, many nights he cried himself to sleep, he just can't cope. Many fights through the week, so he's resorted to dope. Lay up right to Tony, told him he's the worst that he choked. On a rope as he smoked down the slope, he provoked all the curve for him, turning her backs. As he took a lonely path across the border track like that's that. Donnie looked at me as if to say, why you not in shock? I look confused, but all emotion, try to hide it with block. Try to time and the clock, but it was stiff as a rock. Slow motion round here, no devotion to talk. Left the bar and hoped to never see my old friend again. Though couldn't pretend I felt this pain like it's embedded in man. My mind bands think it will be okay in the end. The godsend if he's breaking free from that trend. So I went home, shut the door, thinking what in the fuck. Splash my face, have a smoke, get myself unstuck from all these thoughts, including Donnie's future left in the rug. Just laughing, gave no second thought, treat that dude like muck. And then I thought of the struck, I stared myself in the mirror. Felt the shiver down my spine, couple times and I quivered. Donnie stared right back, I couldn't be any clearer. Rubbed my eyes, heard a voice whispering, come here. I think I'm losing myself, but I ain't sure I want it back. I was screaming for help, but sure I'm sure you know the crack. There's a Donnie in you, yes Donnie was me. And when you're feeling locked up, you gotta get to your feet. Get off repeat, march yourself to the street. Keep it purged, shirt of blood like it's mission complete. I don't give a fuck for no one unless we're close to we blood. Way to be around here and I'm stuck in the mud. I think I'm losing myself, but I ain't sure I want it back. I was screaming for help, but sure I'm sure you know the crack. There's a Donnie in you, yes Donnie was me. And when you're feeling locked up, you gotta get to your feet. Get off repeat, march yourself to the street. Keep it purged, shirt of blood like it's mission complete. I don't give a fuck for no one unless we're close to we blood. Way to be around here and I'm stuck in the mud.
So there you have it, local Belfast rap artist goes by the name of Juma. So yeah, Juma hooked up with us at Skank FM and did a couple of interviews. We played his music, he made that album, Made in My Bedroom it was titled. And that tune, Danny, just really summing up like a mad situation with him and stuff. And just how he uses that whole platform of rap to express himself. So yeah, like rap really is like, it's a source of escapism for people, like I was saying. Like music's one of those things they go to when they want to escape life. As well as that, loads of local rap artists, as you've seen on this show, are using rap here in Belfast, Northern Ireland, to express their mental situations, also to highlight topics about like how's the government acting on these mental health issues, like talking about subjects that they're going through themselves, that they're seeing in their communities and things like that. So rap is a real good way to talk. That's what they're telling us to do with mental health, is talk and be open about it. And like, you may struggle as a rap artist basically to like talk to someone close to you, in terms of like someone in your family or like a friend or something. And I know I did whenever I went through my anxiety and depression. Like my mother, my father, my sister, my girlfriend Rose and Lola, like they've been so instrumental in helping supporting me, but at times I felt it was hard to talk to them, and as well as that, I didn't want to burden them. Now they totally didn't feel like that, and they made me see that if they can help, they feel good about helping me. So if you are stuck, don't feel like you are going to burden someone. That's something I had to learn the hard way. I was alone with stuff for such a long period of time because I thought I would burden people. But like I say, when they explained to me, actually DAZ, us helping you makes us feel good about being able to help you and to be there for you and support you. So I can't thank my family enough. But as well as that, in those times that I did find it hard to basically talk, it was like a situation where it was like, now I can just lift the pen and the pad, go into the studio, have my own couple of hours where I can just be myself and take my own time to express myself on a record. And like I say, when I did and released those records, the feedback was incredible, just with people going, I didn't know you felt that way, like, is there anything I can do? Other people who I didn't even know reaching out, going, I heard that record and I can totally relate to what you're going through. And other people just also being like, inspired by it, like maybe I might put my thoughts down on a record too. So it can be really instrumental, rap music, in terms of helping communities and mental health and all the rest of it. Yes, there is other stigmas in mental health as well, where like, you know, money, cars, women, drugs, all those things, like that's very much in hip-hop, and we'd be lying if we said it isn't in hip-hop. But at the end of the day, it depends what way you use that art craft and express yourself, and how you can make change with it, or how you can use it for yourself and do selfish things with it. So hip-hop can be used in two totally different ways. And a Fifth Element, we're basically trying to preach the use of hip-hop to express, you know, to get those emotions out there, to escape the stresses of life, and also to delve into projects and stuff that'll take your mind elsewhere and give you focus on life and drive in life. But as well as that, by creating those projects and getting involved in events and live performances and all the rest of it, we find a lot of people find it really rewarding when they've achieved releasing a record, or they've done a sick live performance or a sick DJ set, or the breakers have done like an amazing battle. It's left them all feeling uplifted. Same with the graffiti down there, like some of the artists take hours, or some of them get pieces up in 15 minutes. But they all socialise together and talk techniques and all the rest of it. It's a place for them to hang out. And it's class as well, just like seeing the reaction of people walk past the building and look at all the artwork and look at all the graffiti up in the walls and all the collages and stencils and stuff like that. So we've really got a lot of appreciation for all the artists that have been involved down there at Fifth Element. So yes, anyway, we're talking about mental health and hip-hop. We played loads of rap records from here in Northern Ireland, based on the topics of mental health. And we're supporting NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week. So do hop onto their pages and check what they've got going on with other artists and stuff like that. As well as that, we're also trying to gain awareness for mental health, much the way Tammy do. So they're a local group that try and raise awareness about issues based around mental health in Northern Ireland. So make sure, hop online, check out Tammy's page. There's a Just Giving link that we've put up here as well on the YouTube feed, and it's also under all our Facebook posts and stuff. If you want to donate money, it would be greatly appreciated, and the money goes to a great cause. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But yes, another group that is doing like amazing work that we're totally aware of and totally respect and love is a group from sort of Derry direction. They go by the name of Northwest Hip Hop. So Northwest Hip Hop, like us here in Belfast, they make records, produce records, do performances, but they've pushed it a step further, and this is why we've got a lot of love for them. They're working within the community up there in Derry, and they're using music as much the way we are at Fifth Element. You know, This is something that people can get involved in and seek a reward from and use it as therapy and as a tool. So we've got a lot of love for Northwest Hip Hop and what they do up in Derry, and we support them very much so by spinning their records and talking about stuff they do up there. Never mind the live event platform they give their artists as well. Loads of their local gigs are at a bar up in Derry called Bennigan's, and I had the blessing to go up there for a night and jam out with them, and it was great fun, and I left feeling really uplifted and really positive about what they're doing for the local Derry hip-hop scene as well. So Northwest Hip Hop, mad respect for them. Hop online again, check out their music, and a record that's really relevant, couldn't be any more relevant right now, is one they released about a week and a half ago. First got my hands on it then and spun it straight away in the show. Again, talking about mental health issues and some of the things that need to be tackled, and they see it as much up there in Derry as we do here in parts of Belfast, with high rates of suicide and real bad mental health issues going on. So Northwest Hip Hop, props to them, too much love. We're going to get into the track. It's called Escapism, and this one, like I say, has just been released, so you can go and check it out on YouTube and stuff like that as well. Northwest Hip Hop, NWHH, Escapism. Don't forget that, people. Here it is. So like I say, the artists on this, Shane Dean, Amanda Healy, the Dysfunctional BMC, and all three of them are doing some great stuff for mental health up in Derry, so a lot of love and respect to them. Here's their music. Escapism is the name of the track.
They couldn't tell you where the book stops. Steady taking for the cause. Experts get a sinister applause, but their feet's never stood in the puddle. These beings don't exist anywhere, and what we do in the struggle, that's the usual rebuttal. But the truth isn't subtle, they don't care. Consider all the fucking money that they funnel. As soon as there's point signs, there's downsides and cut corners, temporary fixes, ideal for the profit holders. Meanwhile, we freestyle our beat lives, looking for the buzz like cocaine in a sheesh pipe. The bottles always empty in these minds. Dreaming not of abundance, but just enough for a wee while. The skimp and the scrape is the majority's reality. Pulling 95, she couldn't call it a salary. Everyone is crying anxiety, but getting people they talk is so challenging. Another lost soul in the river. They say that halfway down they regret their decision. Life's a prison, it's a mission trying to follow the digits. I must have felt something when I made the incision. It must have been the lyrics, sounds corny when you listen, but this is my escapism. My heart bleeds for those that don't express and feel defeated and stressed. They got their back against the wall and all they're seeing is death. It's so sad.
No peace of mind as the questions why. No peace of mind. We're just squirming around inside.
You don't want any love here, the pain could be fierce. It's full of tears and fear, your peers disappear. It's a dark place. Every day I feel my heart race, pointing like a harpist. It's a harsh test of reality, cause we're surrounded by tragedy. Suicidal victims taken from their family. This life is satanic, we're fighting the panic. We hide with a Xanax, we're dying demonic. So we manage by dying, striving for a purpose, unattainable dreams. Cause we're stuck in the circus, fucking we're worthless. Gasping for joy, instead of sleeping in beds, we sleep deep in the void. Our freedom's destroyed, loving on the same boat, trying to hang on the hope, but we hang from a rope. It's a never-ending tunnel, there's no light at the end. We struggle with these troubles that we're frightened they men, trying to figure out the puzzle, the pieces are a mess. The agony is permanent, so our pieces with death. Holding on tight every night for a breath. No one's alright cause our heads up the left. Darkness falls every week cause the death rate's risen. We're all afraid to speak cause no one wants to listen. Alcoholism, street drugs and prescriptions, we all hate living, this is our escapism.
No peace of mind as the questions why. No peace of mind. We're just squirming around inside.
So there you have it, Northwest Hip Hop, Shane Dean, Amanda Healy, the Dysfunctional BMC. We've got love for them three and what they're doing up in Derry with the hip hop community there. They're supporting the hip hop community by giving them live events to attend and perform at, but as well as that, They're also doing stuff with mental health, and a lot of young vulnerable people, basically they're using music like we do at Fifth Element to basically promote well-being and also show people that there's another way. So we've got Too Much Love for them. That's their new record, Escapism. You can go and view it on YouTube. Go support their music and follow them online, and make sure and do that, because they make sick stuff and they're really amazing live together as well. You can check out one of the videos they did for Skank FM booth sessions. Northwest Hip Hop representing. Up next then, here's a record from another record, well, from that direction, up north anyway, North Coast. This is from one of the DBMC members, goes by the name of Jay Sutton. He's quite well known for releasing his own projects, and he has done, like we had Rum and Raspberry, we've had Disconnect, which is this is off as well, we've had Twos. There's so many projects out there from Jay Sutton. He just released a new single as well that was supported 2 weeks in a row, called Ethiopia. Go check it out, it's funny. But yeah, Jay Sutton, whenever I first heard this record off that project, Disconnect, it was like one of those records that was like, it questions so many things. It's like, well, are you going to be this in your life, or are you going to go and get that in your life, or are you going to be this in your life? And so it's all about like, are you going to regret, or are you going to step up to the plate and make something decent with what you're doing? So I find it quite inspiring. And again, there's so many records out there from around the globe that are hip-hop orientated that I can listen to the lyrics and go, you know what, that's really inspiring. I want to get up and make a track now, or I want to go DJ, or I want to go make a sicker music video. Or so it's that friendly competition and that drive as well that I get from music that helps me mentally. So here's another record, Jay Sutton, like I say, this one from the Disconnect EP. It's called R.I.P., produced by another Belfast producer, Noise Thievery. Again, a dude who's been long-standing in the Belfast hip-hop community, making beats and rhyming and all sorts of stuff. So sick collaboration between the two. This one was put out a good 5 years back, I would say, at least. But anyway, let's get into it. Jay Sutton, North Coast, representing Rat Out Records and DBMCs.
See are ones and zeros. All you see are cunts or heroes. This life ain't black or white like that, and there's a lot of grey, but I prefer to see the canvas bleed with 50 shades of J. Is it any fucking wonder that you can't sleep when all the stress is in your life invade your very dreams and seep inside and leave behind a weight you can't seem to lift, a haze you can't seem to shift. You see a star and make a wish, or shake yourself, clench your fist, but nothing ever changes. Fuck do you expect when you stay plugged inside the matrix? You try to get that level up but fall for all the same tricks. You think you find a way to win until you hit the next glitch. Let me help you find the off switch. I change the rhythm next time the frame skips. I mend your lens next time the beat slips. I write it flag to fan the flames with. When it all goes back in the box, when all the texts are talk, when all is said and done, my friend, and all that matters in the end is how you've lived and what you've done. I bet you wish you had more fun. I bet your debt seems petty now. I bet you'd swap that Xbox One for one more dawn to watch the sun, one more day to live and laugh. To flip the script for one last draft, you'd sacrifice that golden cat for all the looks, all the chat, for all the times you didn't dance, for all the heads that said you can't, all them slippy sycophants, for all the times they told you don't, all the things they said you won't, for all the times that you forgot, and all the not I better not. You see a chance, just take the shot, make your mark, connect the dots, keep climbing when they tell you stop. You won't hear them from the top. Let me help you find the off switch. I change the rhythm next time the frame skips. I mend your lens next time the beat slips. I write a flag to fan the flames with. The future isn't what it used to be, when happiness becomes a commodity. Don't get caught up in this questions, pick the holes, cut the strings, unlock the cuffs. Don't feed the beast, don't buy the stuff. Don't watch the news, don't hide your views. Both sides lie, choose not to choose. Alarm bells ring, don't hit the snooze. When things get real, don't get confused. Accept that we're all one, and then become invincible. You see the cage around you flinch, and then become invincible. The bond you make, the shackles break, collar drops from round your neck, and then you'll see what you perceive is the only true reality. Forget their chosen rights and wrongs, disregard morality, and then you'll be at peace, released in blissful immortality. Let me help you find the off switch. I change the ring next time the brain skips. I'm in the lens next time the beat slips. A rattle flag to fan the flames with. Let me help you find the off switch and change what's real next time the frame skips. Just mend your lens next time the beat slips. A rattle flag to fan the flames with.
So there you have it, Jay Sutton on that one. It's called R.I.P., produced by Noise Thievery. Like I say, it was one of those records within the Irish hip-hop scene that I listened to and kind of gave me that question, like, are you going to do this and let like your life be wasted, or are you going to move on with something more positive? There's one line in particular, it was about like, you know, are you gonna wish you swapped that Xbox just to see the sun like set one last time or something like that? It's just those questioning lyrics that make me think and kind of make me question myself as a person. So that one from Jay Sutton, like I say, R.I.P. Noise Thievery, a local Belfast producer on production. It was good to bring that one back because it's been a while. But yes, up next anyway, I want to talk just about like why this mental health and hip hop talk and doing this live broadcast is so important and so close to me as well. Like obviously we do a lot with mental health and hip hop and the 4 elements at Fifth Element, but before that, Skank FM was working with quite a lot of community groups and cross community groups, and a lot of Skank FM's very own DJs and MCs were coming into the studio on the regular. And when those MCs were struggling or when they were low, and those DJs and producers, it's like they came to the studio to escape, but they also came there because there was like-minded people around them to support them, and we ended up talking and discussing things, became closer friends because of it. And on top of that, like, I've really watched music help a lot of people and be that sense of escapism, expression, and also watched it build people's confidence up to the point where they've become like entrepreneurs to a certain degree, like making their own records, releasing their own records, taking their own profits, doing live events and getting paid for it and stuff like that. So music, if treated in the right way, can really be inspirational in a sense. But yes, another reason it's so close to me, and another reason Fifth Element and Elixir and Moondoggies, Skank FM and Northern Souls crew wanted to do this and wanted me to do this is because recently, like a couple of years back, we lost a friend through suicide, and he was a massive part of the hip-hop scene in Belfast. I first met him whenever one of his friends who I used to DJ with basically put me in contact with him and was like, DAZ, this is Cull beatboxes, like he's an exceptional talent and you should have him through to the studio just to see what you think. And he came through to the studio and beatboxed for the first time, and I was literally blown away. Like, I just thought he was one of the best beatboxers I'd ever seen. And at the time I was watching beatboxers like Beardy Man, and I knew about Razel and watched his videos for years, and there was Reeps One as well and other people. So whenever I heard Cull beatbox, I was like, this kid's from North Belfast, like doing the most sickest beatbox I've heard, and like could probably beat most beatboxers in a battle. And eventually he did go on to become like number 2 in the UK at the beatboxing championships. But Cull was like one of those most uplifting, had an amazing smile, had the most infectious laugh. Every time I was around him was a blessing, like one of those lovable characters that when you met you were just blown away by. And he really meant a lot to me, like the music projects we worked on and the gigs he invited me to and the gigs we did together. And after meeting him in the studio, I kind of helped him and said like, look, here's that promoter's contact details and this club promoter's contact details and that DJ's details. Send them a clip of you beatbox and get to know them. I'll put a good word in for you. And see, just by doing that, like, Cole literally just exploded throughout Belfast and started beatboxing at all these events. He had done the 4-4s events, he had, you know, knows the dudes from Elixir, he had, like, worked with Slim Jim and Dirty Harry and K Crew and myself and loads of different people throughout the Belfast scene. And he kind of really became known through that Belfast club scene. And after that, he ended up doing warm-ups for like top artists like Stormzy at the Limelight. Like, he literally rocked like a couple of hundred people before Stormzy came on stage through beatboxing. It was amazing to be there, and I was so glad he invited me to come along. And as well as that, Cole was like, because we were working hand in hand, he was like, Daz, I'm doing the warm-up for Farside, like, I want you to come and get on stage, because I knew, like, he knew Farside. It was like one of my favourite hip-hop groups with their track Running, one of my favourite hip-hop tunes. So Cole was like, come and do the warm-up with me, Daz, and enjoy that experience. That's the type of guy he was. So energetic, like, lived a good life in terms of, he trained at Hench gym with his friend Rory on the regular. Like, he ate healthily, he was constantly looking for work, like, seemed like quite an upbeat, positive person. So whenever it came to the situation where Cole decided to go missing and eventually we found out he took his own life through suicide, we were absolutely devastated, as you can imagine. And this is why this mental health issue is so close to me, because personally I've lost a friend, and we know other people. Recently there was another guy, Dunbar, who took his own life around Christmas time there, and again it affected all of us at Fifth Element and stuff like that. And just so devastating the steps we had to go through, like, from when we heard Cole was missing. Like, it was so tough, like, all us guys coming together to go and search for him, and like the campaign to find him, and the amount of flyers and posters we put out as far as Dublin and London. And like, the search went on for a while, and I remember myself being up at Cave Hill with like Rory and Michael and like all his friends, Niall and stuff, and it was just like so heartbreaking walking around Cave Hill, like thinking we're actually looking for our friend who is missing. And the search and rescue team based in Belfast joined us and took things so serious, and it just blew our mind how dedicated they were and how they're all volunteers, and how much effort and time they put in, like not only with helping for the search but the support with Michael's family and his brothers and sister and his parents, much like we were all trying to do at the time. But basically, you know, we found out, you know, the search and rescue team had retrieved Michael's body, and it kills me even to this moment talking about it. But at the same time, it's like, that's when we decided, like, this has really affected us, and we watched his family and his friends suffer, and all the music community and how they all came together, you know, from his funeral to the weeks afterwards, and how everyone was just in contact with each other mourning. And still to this day, we all meet up in the regular and have our moments for Michael at certain times throughout the year. I constantly spin his music and dedicate a lot of my time to keeping his memory alive with videos and stuff like that. So it's had a dramatic effect on all our lives, and it's been devastating as well for the past couple of years, just watching people suffer because of it. But yeah, Michael was just an amazing person, and personally I didn't see this coming. And looking back on it, it's like, you know, I wish like Michael just could have come and talked to me or something like that, because when I was in the height of my depression, he's seen it, and he was like, Daz, you're gonna be okay, it's bad now, but you will be fine. And he supported me and he showed me love. But the thing is, I didn't have a clue he was going through the same thing, so it was just such a surprise to me, and like almost just taken back whenever he did go missing. Eventually when we did find him, again, just, and still now I'm in disbelief. But anyway, Michael was a great person. He meant a lot to me, and I love his family. They've done a lot with us at Fifth Element. They've called down to the building. They've come to events where we've raised money for Tommy and for the search and rescue team and stuff like that through Colin Cullen, Michael's brother, who's been really instrumental in meeting with all sorts of help groups, and Tommy, for example, and who's done mad amount of things in the community after the loss of his brother. So we have a lot of respect for Colin and what he's still doing. But yeah, there's a Just Giving link money that's proceeded through that Just Giving link goes on to help people like Tammy and Search and Rescue Team and other people that have been so instrumental. And the Search and Rescue Team in Belfast, like, people don't realise how much they're needed and how much effort and time they put into the whole thing. They're all volunteers basically, and you know, they've been lacking equipment, they've been lacking all sorts of stuff for several years, and yes, now things are happening and a bit of money's going their direction, but they still need more help. And that's why it's so important to do things like this to benefit our community in Belfast, especially based around support. Not only rescue support, but support outside of that. You know, when people feel now's the time to talk, they need people to talk to, they need professionals. Yes, they can come to us at Fifth Element and we can help and guide them in the right direction, but the support needs to go further and it needs to be more immediate. So that's why we're trying to raise awareness for Tammy and mental health issues, and that's why we're trying to support the NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week. So it is personal to me, and I love Cole very much, and I miss him every day, and I forever will. But one of the blessings with working with Cole musically in the studio and on his performances and going to his warm-ups where he was warming up for Stormzy and Beardy Man and Farside, and being a part of his own musical script that he wrote, Journey, and we performed that in the Oh Yeah Centre with Jai in 01. Like, I had these amazing moments with Michael. Never a bad moment, never a dull moment with Michael, and forever my memories will be great of Michael, and I appreciate that. But one of the things I really appreciate was being able to record with him and have his recordings, and I still listen back to them on the regular, just because it's one of my ways of dealing with it. But yeah, I've got some of these recordings and we're going to spin them in memory of Michael Cullen, one of the best beatboxers on planet Earth in my eyes. And like I say, you know, when these things happen and you're affected by it, you always think to yourself, there should have been more there should have been more support, there should have been more help. But it's only when them things happen you kind of think like that, when you're closely affected by it. By the time you closely think about it and you do stuff about it, like we're doing at Fifth Element, unfortunately it's already too late. We can't bring him back. So this is why we have to do more as a community, and this is why we're trying to do more as a community at Fifth Element, and the use of hip-hop to get people to open up and come be a part of something and feel supported and feel wanted and feel protected to a certain degree. But like I say, we're mourning the loss of him every day, and I love Michael so much. So anyway, here's a couple of his tracks we recorded in the second Skank FM studio on the Newton Arch Road. It's probably about 8 years ago. And there's videos on YouTube on this very page. You can go check out at Michael Beatboxing. And at the end of this, I'm going to play a song that I haven't released yet, and it's in dedication to him as well. So let's get into it. This is one of the first ones of Cole Beatboxing.
Okay, this is Cole, and this is a freestyle from my mouth, 100% vocal. Check it out. Okay, this is Cole, and this is a freestyle from my mouth, 100% vocal. Check it out. Switch it up. Dubstep.
Had to play it right to the end there where you hear him laugh. But yeah, that was Cole beatboxing in the old Skank FM studio. There's a video of that up on the DAZ Belfast 22 page. You can go and look at it back. But yeah, just talking about the loss of Cole and how I just love these records and how I'm so blessed that me and Cole recorded these at Skank FM and how I still listen to them nowadays. It's just, it helps me deal with it to a certain degree, and sometimes I just need his voice and just hearing little things like his laugh at the end of the record. Here's another one.
1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is Colin. This is a freestyle all from my mouth, 100% vocal. Check it out. I didn't know where I was going there. Like, I was just fucking around.
So there you have it again. Cole, once again, another recording from the old Skank FM studio. Like I say, just blessed to have these recordings of him. And, you know, when people pass away in this hip-hop community, we often go back to the records. Like, for example, there's a record there that I've been listening to this week. This is from an amazing UK artist called Ty. And unfortunately, Ty passed away due to COVID-19. Ty, again, done amazing stuff with the hip-hop community across the UK, and he reached out to Skank FM a few times when we played his records, and he took a genuine interest in Irish hip-hop as well. So being such a godfather of rap, it was amazing. Someone like that opened up to us. But again, with Ty passing on, I've been playing his records much the way I do here with Cole's records. It's like, you know, music lives on forever, and I'm really thankful to have these recordings of Cole, and, you know, I couldn't be happier to have all the video footage and stuff and all the memories, never mind the memories I've got up here. But just a horrible situation with losing him. Still makes me emotional now to this point. I'm struggling to keep it together. But yeah, we're going to play another recording of Cole again and just let his memory live on through this music.
Okay, so this is Cole, and this is a freestyle, all from my mouth, 100% vocal. Check it out.
So there you have it. One of the greatest beatboxers who ever lived on planet Earth, Michael Cullen, from this very city, Belfast. In love and memory of him, and I'm glad I bought those recordings back from past Skank FM studio. Yeah, rest in peace, Michael. Like I say, this is why it's so close to me, just the loss of a good friend who I work closely with in the hip-hop community. So that's why we're showing our love for NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week. Make sure hit up their pages, check out what they're doing. Shout out to Colm Cullen as well, Michael's brother, who's done so much with the search and rescue team in Belfast, and Tammy. And Tammy constantly raising awareness of mental health issues in Northern Ireland and further afield. So our love to Tammy as well. So some of the money in that Just Giving link that we put up basically goes to Tammy and other groups like Tammy and Search and Rescue and all the rest of it. And that's what Colm Cullen, Michael's bro, has been doing for the past couple of years while, you know, this has all happened. He's basically trying to do good for our community because it's affected him and his family so much. So shout out the Cullen family. We've got a lot of love for them, and we do see them on the regular, which is nice, and it's good we can try and support in any way that we can, and we've let them know that Fifth Element are completely behind them in anything that we do, as is Skank FM and all the rest of us. But yes, it's been an absolute blessing doing the show based around mental health and hip-hop and how hip-hop can help within our community. The proof is already in the pudding with those projects going on up north with Northwest Hip Hop Crew and down here in Belfast with Fifth Element as well. And all the people involved, Elixir Live Hip Hop Showcase, Moondoggies, Northern Souls Crew, Skank FM. So if you are struggling, come and talk to us online for now. We're not trained professionals, but we can certainly give you advice. We've worked with a lot of people dealing with different aspects of depression, anxiety, self-harming, all the rest of it, things like that. It's like, don't feel alone with it. There's so many people going through it, and if you just break down the barrier and try and open up a wee bit to someone, especially the right person, not only professional help, but people within your family who want to help and all the rest of it, and people like ourselves at Fifth Element. Like I say, we're not trained professionals, but we can certainly go, well, why don't you try this or try that, or try this art form or try this based around hip-hop, and it might be able to do this for you. So come and be a part of it online, Fifth Element for now, and when lockdown is over, we're all going to get together and have a big massive party, hopefully at the Fifth Element building, and do more workshops and more events based around mental health and more talks around mental health. But yeah, shout out to the Cullen family. Shout out to NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week. Go support them, check out more artists, more live videos, more pictures getting posted up and stuff like that. And shout out to the people at Tammy making mental health awareness issues, you know, in Belfast be known about. So anyway, yes, it's been a blessing, people. Tomorrow night, 8 to 10 p.m, live on YouTube, DAZ Belfast 22. We're going to do another one of these shows, play more records, talk more about mental health and hip-hop. We're going to do a DJ set on NI Mental Health Arts Festival Instagram page, so get on and check them. And as well, that's on Sunday, by the way, that Instagram video feed, so that's going to be at 9 to 10 p.m. But tomorrow night, 8 to 10, we're back here once again doing this, talking about mental health and supporting NI Mental Health Arts Festival this week in Tammy. So for myself, DAZ, thank you very much to all the artists that were spun tonight. I'll give those artists a quick shout out because we did play their music after all. So yeah, shout out Nick Muska, played his instrumental, talked about mine and Nick's collaboration, how music can bring people together, and again, a goal and something to work towards. So big up Nick Muska, who played his instrumental, I Feel. Big up Apollo, DFG and Devious, dropping their tune about mental health situations here in Belfast and further afield. Jason as well, releasing his musical thoughts and releasing his sort of real thoughts on the paper, and eventually getting into the booth and putting it out there in a record, his new record Zombie Boy. We're feeling that one. Big up Dirty Devs and Skeet, again coming out of West Belfast and talking about the situations they're surrounded with and the suicide and mental health and struggle and all the rest of it. Got too much love for those two. Dexter 144, we played that dope tune as well. Deep once again. Big up Jacko again, really just got a lot of admiration for, you know, the struggle he's been through with his disability, but on top of that, like, things he's had to cope with mentally because of that, things he's coped with, like bullying and all the rest of it. And he really just uses his music to go, you know what, like, so what, I'm just going to do this music, whether you accept me or not, like, this is who I am and this is who I'll be. So, yeah, a lot of respect to Jacko, and it was good playing his record tonight, Sicko. Big up Waking Android as well, that record that I played that I told you touched a nerve and kind of got my emotions going at a certain point, like when I wasn't sleeping the best and all the rest of it and things like that, and being haunted with those nightmares. They summed it up in that track for me. Big up Juma as well. That track, Danny's a deep one, just talking about mad situations growing up and stuff like that. Northwest Hip Hop Crew, we've given them a shout out tonight and all the work they're doing up in Derry, tackling mental health through hip hop. Too much for love and respect for them. They dropped that new record, Escapism. Go listen to it again straight after the show. It's on YouTube. But yeah, Amanda Haley, Shane Dean, Dysfunctional BMC, those three up there with Northwest Hip Hop, releasing dope music again, dealing with the struggle up there and what they're seeing too, and putting stuff down. Big up Jay Sutton, played that R.I.P. record with Belfast producer Noise Thievery. Again, I was saying that Jay Sutton record just kind of made me question certain things in my life and just be like, well, are you going to do this or are you going to do that? Like, pick and go and do the right thing in your life. Yeah, and then big up, of course, Michael Cullen, rest in peace, brother. And yeah, it was good going back to his recordings tonight in the show. So I'm going to leave you with this. This is a record that I've been working on recently. I'm not going to lie, it's probably one of the hardest records I've ever had to write, and I wish I never had to write this record, to be honest with you. But it's in dedication to Cull. No one's heard it yet, so this is the first time anyone's going to hear it. It's produced by an absolute legendary UK rap artist and UK MC producer, like such a prolific producer, goes by the name of Michael Parkinson. So big up Parky, we're making an album together at the minute, and I can't wait to release it. But yeah, once I heard this beat, straight away I just thought I have to write something for Michael, and it's taken me years to get to this point, but it's always been on my mind that I would like to do a tune in memory and in dedication to him. And yeah, this is what came out. So big up Parky for producing it. Like I say, I just wish I didn't have to write a song like this ever. But it turns out that it did. And again, I'm just using the use of hip-hop, writing, my lyrics, everything about this track it's a form of expression and release for me, and also just my personal note to Michael. So I hope you enjoy this, and thank you very much for listening tonight. Shout out NI Mental Health Arts Festival, Tammy, Fifth Element, Elixir, Moondoggies Clothing, Northern Souls Crew, Skank FM, and the whole Irish hip-hop community. And like I say, people, if I can leave you on one last note, don't be alone with anything, and you can reach out to us at Fifth Element and drop us a message, and don't feel afraid to do so, and come get involved, because we're doing great things in the community. Anyway, here it is.
Dead on.
That's my word. Anything it wouldn't do to have you back in the surf. I prayed to God for a while, cause he knew your work. And I knew that too while we watched you bloom. On stage doing shows on check EQs. Z-boxing like a champion, never miss one groove. And if you did, we never knew because it sounds so good. I love being at your shows, I was blessed being a part of them. The pain that I'm feeling, I guess it's just a part of it. They ask how I am, I just kinda parted them. My heart's truly shattered ever since you departed, bro. Look at where you started though, look at what you did. You were on the next level, being blessed with that gift. All you needed was that mic and you got the party started. Really miss you in my life, that's why I'm dealing with this heartache. They say life goes on, but it can't for me unless I write this song. So I'm saying goodbye, bro, not so long. saying goodbye, bro, not so long. Too many great memories and they live on. Such a humble guy with that intelligent mind. And the way you live your life, man, I had to admire everything you had to say, because you talk with respect, with so much love for your family and love for your friends. And if you weren't spitting beats or a Rory and Hedge, you would come and link me up so we could try and progress. All I ever wanted to do was support what you did. With this music or life, you deserve nothing less. The truth is, Cole, you were one of the best. When I heard you were gone, I found it hard to digest. We searched night and day, man, we never give up. And all the efforts involved showed how much you were missed. And now I reminisce on all the things that we did. I don't have one bad memory of you on my list. Every time that you called, I felt nothing but blessed. You're always in my thoughts from beginning to end. So they say life goes on, but it can't for me unless I write this song. So I'm saying goodbye, bro, not so long. Too many great memories and they live on, yo. They say life goes on, but it can't for me unless I write this song. So I'm saying goodbye, bro, not so long. Too many great memories and they live on, live on. 1, 2, 3. Live on. This one's for Cole, man, it's not my song. This one's for him so we can all stand strong and know every day that Michael lives on, lives on. It's like, live on, live on. This one's for Cole, man, it's not my song. This one's for him so we can all stand strong and know every day that Michael lives on, lives on. They say life goes on, but it can't for me unless I write this song. So I'm saying goodbye, bro, not so long. Too many great memories and they live on, yo. They say life goes on, but it can't for me unless I write this song. So I'm saying goodbye, bro, not so long. Too many great memories and they live on,
So there you have it, people. That's my dedication to Cole. Like I say, I haven't released that track yet, but it's going to be on the Michael Parkinson album, which will be out shortly. But yeah, my dedication to Michael, absolutely an amazing human being and super talented beatboxer, and I feel blessed to have known him and had him in my life. But yes, much love, NI Mental Health Arts Festival, and Tommy, we're doing this again tomorrow night, 8 to 10 p.m. Thank you very much for all the comments and everyone tuned in. All the hip-hop heads there, I can see you. We've got Leslie Ann, Cronus, Shane Dean, nice. Good, just tuned in, especially while I was talking about you. Amanda Healy, Kathy as well, it's great to see. It's so blessed to have you locked in, Kathy, especially while we talk about Michael. So, and our thoughts and our love goes out to you and your family every day, believe me. Yeah, big up Jay Sutton locked in as well. Rusty locked on once again. Northern Souls Crew, Cypher Session, B-Boys. Big up, love the work they do at Fifth Element. Big up Linda as well, thank you very much for tuning in. Big up, who else we got? Yeah, loads of other wee comments going, was quite a lot. All the love hearts and all from Leslie Ann as usual. Big up Moon Doggies. Big up Rose as well, locked in inside. Lola's in bed now. Multimedia, Ricky P, DJ Skills, all them peeps. Yo, thank you very much for listening. Anyway, we'll catch you tomorrow night. We're doing more about this mental health and hip-hop. We're going to spin some more Cull records as well. And yeah, we're going to show our love towards Tommy and NI Mental Health Arts Festival. Peace out, peoples. Enjoy the rest of your night.